Okay, today is March 24th, 2016. We're watching the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop. And today we had clear skies most of the day in Southern California, starting around, I guess it was around 3 o'clock, somewhere in that time period. We started seeing aerosols being sprayed in the skies over the mountains. Now, currently at 9:30 p.m. in the foothills, we have a barometric pressure of 29.97. Temperature is 61 degrees Fahrenheit. The relative humidity is 32%, and the dew point is 34 degrees. Those are the current conditions. We have no rain in the forecast. We have a enormous area of high pressure installed right off the west coast, and that is causing all this clockwise rotation and blocking most of the weather in our area, in the Southern California area. We have very clear skies, as I say, most of the day, but then we had the chemtrails begin to show up as we can see some of these. We have a moisture field moving down through the state. We can see that. Let's go take a look at the infrared loop. We can see pockets of moisture moving down through the central part of the state. I believe that's the reason why these people were ordered to get their planes out and start spraying. We have a developing gale also indicated right off the California coast. We'll take a look at that as well. All right, let's go back to the water vapor loop and take a look at some of the things going on. We have a very strong moisture field moving in out of the West Pacific and also out of the Bering Sea area right here. We can see that is mushrooming right into a blockade. This is a high pressure blockade that's been installed. This is a radar that generates this, a phased array radar, very highly directional radar, and they can cut a path right through here, and we see that path, and that is causing all this moisture to just mushroom right up against that hot air path, that very dry area, and that is to prevent this moisture field from mixing with what's going on here. We have another jet stream moisture field right here, which is wrapping around and heading down into California. Let's take a look at this on the infrared loop. Again, we can see the jet stream flow is moving in right here. We have this moisture field. This is all high pressure that's been engineered to prevent these from merging together. So we've got a lot of moisture moving down, and this is all going to be separated. We can see the border all through here, and we have that high pressure right off of the west coast, very large area of high pressure. All right, here is the jet stream. We can see that flow moving right into Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. All right, then we have a separate flow down here by the Hawaiian Islands and moving into Mexico. All right, next we have the western U.S. water vapor loop. We can see that clockwise rotation going on right here. And that is because of this huge area of high pressure. This has really been pumped up to block all this weather out here, which would bring a lot of rain and help to end the drought conditions in the state of California and also in other areas in the southwest. This is a drought-stricken area. Northern California has seen some rain. Also, Oregon and Washington have had a lot of rain this year, but Southern California is still in a drought condition, so severe drought actually, and we're learning why, and that is because they have a area of high pressure installed here almost all the time. All right, let's look at this in the infrared loop. And we can see all that clockwise rotation. Plenty of moisture out here. It's just not getting into the state. And okay, let's look next at the. This is the surface analysis map. We can see that huge area of high pressure stationary right off the west coast. This has been installed here for around 10 days in one form or another, but it's always here. It just moves around a little bit. We can see that the center of that high pressure is 1,030 millibar. And it's going to sit right here, and we can see that that high pressure extends all the way up into Canada, 1,011 millibar, all through here. And so there's no rain going to be getting into our area down here in the Southern California area. We have a trough indicated here, low pressure. Right now, the barometer pressure is actually a little bit lower than it was this morning. We've got 29.98. This morning, I think it was right around 30.02 or something. So it has dropped. And we have a developing gale indicated right here. So we'll have to keep an eye on this and see what's going on there. We have a low out here, 994 millibar. Actually, three lows. We have three lows indicated. We have one over here, and we have another area of high pressure, which is forecast to move in the east-northeast direction. And we have a trough of low pressure right down here, just west of the Hawaiian Islands. We'll have to keep an eye on this, but they have a developing gale indicated right here, so we'll keep an eye on that and see what develops. Here is another shot of the sea level pressure analysis showing that area of high pressure. This has been here for around 10 days, blocking everything. Okay, next we have the 500 millibar chart. We can see that high pressure showing up on the 500 millibar. And then here is the 300 millibar. We can see the ridge here. This is all high pressure, very strong high pressure. All right, we got the jet stream moving in right up here. Okay, next is the SSEC geostationary satellite image, and we can see some of these aerosols being laid out. And it was a fairly clear day most of the day in Southern California, but as the day wore on, right around 3, 4 o'clock, we started to see the jets leaving trails. A lot of the trails were the quick dissipating type. They left a trail that was maybe 20 or 30 times the length of the jet, and then these trails would just disappear. So there was a lot of that going on today as well. But some of these trails were persistent trails. They stayed in place for quite a long time. All right, so I can assure you they are spraying right out here. We can see some of that activity right here. There's trails working this way and also in that direction. So right out here, and then right up in here, and also right up in here. They're doing a lot of this work offshore to hide their work as all of this blows in. It just is a light. It creates a very light blue sky. We can determine by the color of the sky in the morning if there's aerosols being sprayed offshore just by the color of the sky. And also, if you've got burning sinuses, that's always a dead giveaway. All right, and we can also see a lot of spraying going on right here in the center of the screen. And let's just pan down a little bit and see what is going on near Hawaii. We've got a lot of moisture right here. This is a monsoonal flow, but this is all being blocked. We've got this high pressure right here. It's just keeping everything away from California and the West Coast. Hawaii looks fairly dry. Got some thunderstorm activity out here. Okay, next let's look at the, this is the ocean swell report for the West Coast, and we can see that right off of British Columbia and Washington, we have 20-foot seas right here, and then we have 15, 12-foot seas moving into a very large area of Canada and U.S. Northwest, and then down here off California, we have 9, 10, and 12-foot seas moving right into the state right here. Okay, so that's pretty much the summary for today. And there's no rain. There was a chance of rain, I think, for Sunday or Monday. That was well, yesterday and the day before they were talking about that, but that's not going to happen. There's just way too much high pressure offshore, and we'll just have to watch and see what's in their toolbox. We'll keep an eye on things, and we'll do another update tomorrow.